Hello everyone, and welcome to week 4, I almost said week 3, to week 4 of the NNL. This video is late. I know it's late, and I know that in week 3, the week 3 video, I said week 4 would be on time, and it almost was. We almost had it on time. Today is Tuesday, so that should have been up 2-3 days ago on Saturday, and we did the battle on Saturday, and I had time to record it as soon as we finished to post-commentate it and get it up. I had the time, but unfortunately, halfway through our battle between me and Twannis, as you can tell, our opponent this week is Twannis McMahon. Halfway into our battle, his router overheated or it busted down or something. I don't remember what he said happened. Something happened to his router, and in the middle of the battle, it cut off. So he tried to get it back up, and he couldn't, so we decided, all right, well, obviously we can't do it today. We will do it sometime soon in the next couple of days, which happened to be Tuesday was when we had time to do it, which is today. And, we said that we would switch teams up if we wanted, or bring the same one, try and keep us guessing. Would we bring the same team? Would we bring, like, all of the different mons that we possibly could? Is pretty much what we said. And, Twannis actually ended up bringing the same team, so pretty much all I know about his team is that it is an Assault-Vested Noivern and a Choice-Banded Scizor. That's all I know. We didn't battle very far in, but I got far enough into the battle to learn that. And, I have the exact same team as well, except I switched my Breloom for Darmanitan, because I was thinking, don't bring Darm, he's going to expect you to bring Darm. You did the last 2 weeks, and you even mentioned in week 3, I'm pretty sure I said in the week 3 match, that I wanted to keep Darm to keep getting a lot of kills, to keep because he was doing so well in the MVP thing. So my thought process was, don't bring Darm, he's going to expect it. But after our little mishap match where we got like 8 turns in and then it busted on us, I realized Darm can do so much work. I need to bring Darm, regardless if he's expecting it or not, and regardless if he brings the Flashfire Ninetales. Which I was actually thinking he might bring Flashfire Ninetales specifically for my Darm, which would have been amazing, but it turns out he actually did bring Drought. But we'll see that in the battle. My Darm is the same one that I used against Josh in week 2. It has Will-O-Wisp. It is Choice Scarfed with Will-O-Wisp. Flare Blitz, U-Turn, and Superpower. I knew Superpower could help me with the Snorlax, and just in general, it could hit the Kabutops if he brought the Kabutops, which he clearly didn't. He didn't bring his Rain team like I thought he would. I brought Azu and Thundurus because I thought he was bringing Rain. So I have Aqua Jet, Superpower once again for the Kabutops and the Snorlax. Play Rough can hit the Malamar and just do good damage in general. It can hit the Noivern. And then I had Knockoff, because Knockoff is always nice. And I think I'm Assault Vested. This is my Assault Vested set, I'm pretty sure. It may be my Choice Banded set, but I'm pretty sure I'm Assault Vested. My Mega Gardevoir has Energy Ball to take out Kabutops and Politoed with ease. Hyper Voice and Psyshock, because, just overall good damage. Psyshock for the Venusaur, Hyper Voice for the Malamar and the Noivern. My Mandibuzz has Defog because I wasn't really expecting rocks, but I didn't really want to deal with rocks because I have both Thundurus and my Darmanitan on this team, and Mandibuzz himself, who takes 25% from rocks. So I did bring Defog in case his Kabutops had it or something, because I was really expecting the Kabutops, honestly. I was expecting Politoed and Kabutops, because he had done his Sun team, I know he used it against Sharp, which was week 3 or week 2, and I think he used it in another week battle, so I was expecting the Rain. I was expecting him to switch up, instead of bringing Sun like he had been, to bring Rain instead. So I did kind of account mostly for Rain, but also a bit for Sun. And then I also had Knockoff and Brave Bird to hit the Venusaur, because Venusaur is one of the biggest threats, in my opinion, and then, once again, Knockoff is always nice, just to get an item out of there. My Latias is actually specifically for the Venusaur. It's my main go-to to beat Venusaur, but Mandibuzz can also handle it if it arises that it needs to Brave Bird the Venusaur a lot. I've got Psyshock to hit it, which even if it has, I'm pretty sure even if it is 2/5/2 defense, it's either a 2-hit KO or it's a very, very close 3-hit KO. Like, it's a percentage chance of being a 3-hit KO if he's 2/5/2 defense. I can't remember exactly. But I have Psyshock specifically for that. I'm max special defense Calm so that I can take 3 Sludge Bombs from it. I've also got Draco Meteor to hit the Noivern and just do decent damage to anything else. And then I have Healing Wish and Thunder Wave. Because, paralyzing stuff is always nice, specifically the Noivern, because it's fast. And then my Thundurus has HP Ice, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ice. I said Hidden Power Ice twice. I only have 1 Hidden Power Ice, I don't have 2. I didn't think I'd need more than how much PP is that, 32? Focus Blast, and T-Wave. So those are my Mon sets. Did I read off Gardevoir? Gardevoir has Energy Ball, Hyper Voice, Psyshock, and Healing Wish. I can't remember if I said Gardevoirs or not. Anyways, my bad memory aside, in this battle, and this is, I'm not trying to say that Twannis is a bad battle or anything, but after looking at his team and after looking at my team, I thought that I could get a good differential here. I was thinking I can probably, if I play very well and make good predictions, I can at least get a 4-0, hopefully higher. I'm not saying that Twannis is bad and that I can pull that off against him and not other people. I'm just saying that I thought that I could, and that was my mindset going in, was get a good differential. Because we had this battle after Sharp Dressed Gaming had already had his match against... Who did he battle? Euphoric against Euphoric, and Sharp managed to get a 6-0 on Euphoric, which actually surprised me. Not that he did that well, but just I didn't think we'd be getting 6-0s. I was expecting like 4-0s at the most. But he did get a 6-0 against Euphoric, and that put him at a plus 13 differential, and he has a 4-0. He hasn't lost in the season yet, and neither have we. So if I win this battle against Twannis, I'm at plus 6 right now. Even if I get a 6-0, I'm still 1 behind in differential from Sharp. He'll still be at the top of the league. But to make that 5th week match between me and him even more epic, I wanted to get as close to his differential as I possibly could. So my goal here was to at least get a 4-0. I was hoping for 5 or 6-0, but at least getting a 4-0 was my main goal of the battle. Of course, you know, overall, I just want to win. If I walk away with a 1-0 and I won, I'll still be happy, but I really wanted to try to get a good differential. So let's get into this match and see if I can manage it. Looking at his team, I noticed that no matter what he led with, Darmanitan could outspeed in U-turn, or I could hit it with a Flare Blitz. So I did lead off with Darm, and he leads off with the Scizor, which is kind of what I was expecting to see. And I knew he wasn't going to stay in because the Scizor is his check for my Gardevoir. The Choice Banded Bullet Punch can kill my Gardevoir in one hit, and he really doesn't have much else to deal with my Gardevoir. So I went for the U-turn. I knew there was no way he was going to stay in that first turn to take a Flare Blitz. He could not risk losing it. So he goes into Noivern, and I get the U-turn off, which means I get switch initiative if I can talk. Yay, good for me. So I send in my Gardevoir here because the Noivern really can't do much to Gardevoir thanks to its nice special bulk. And I can't remember if I have speed investment or HP investment, but I knew that I could take a good hit from this, a hit or two. So I decided to stay in, and I go for the Hyper Voice. So I Mega Evolve, because of course, if I don't Mega Evolve, then what the heck is Hyper Voice going to do? It's not going to get Pixelate, I'm not going to get Stab, it ain't going to do much. So there was pretty much nothing. He could have sent in the Venusaur. I don't think the Venusaur would have taken it very well unless it was specially defensive. But he sends in the Scizor to take it, and it actually does more than I thought, a little over half. So I was very pleased with that. But I also knew, Choice Banded Bullet Punch, I'm dead, no matter what. No matter how much damage I do to this thing. So I send in my Thundurus. I know Thundurus isn't the bulkiest of Mons, but it is 4 times resisted, so I figured he was one of my best switch-ins. Here, I knew a T-Bolt would kill it, so I just went straight for the T-Bolt. I didn't want to play any games. I wanted this Scizor dead, so I went straight for it. He sends in his Snorlax, which I was a little afraid of because of how bulky it is, because look at how it takes us. It takes that very well. Thankfully, though, I get Para-Hacks, which is one of the few hacks to happen in this battle. We actually had a pretty hacks-free battle, except for these 2 turns, because as you can see here, I'm going to hit the Focus Blast, which hitting Focus Blast isn't hacks. In my opinion, it's 70 accuracy. He lives it, which surprises me, because I calced it, and it said he would die, but I guess I got, like, min roll. But I get Para-Hacks, so that's just I'm pretty sure that's the only major hacks or hacks that I can remember that happens, which it isn't even that big of a deal. If he had not been paralyzed, he would have killed Thundurus. I would have gone into something else and killed him, but and let me keep my Thundurus alive for now. He's going to send in his Scizor because now I'm in Bullet Punch range, and like I said, I want a good differential in this match. I really want the differential, so I am going to switch out and go into my Mandibuzz, because Mandibuzz is my defensive wall. It should be able to take just about anything from this Scizor. And Bullet Punch actually does a little more than I expected. I was expecting more around 40-ish damage, but that was just me underestimating the power of Adamant Choice Band 252 Attack Scizor. With Technician also. I completely forgot about Technician too. But I go for the knockoff here to get his Choice Band out of there, but he does switch into the Noivern, so I'm going to get his Assault Vest off. I need to try Assault Vest Noivern. I don't know if that's any good, if that's just something weird that Twannis does, or if it's actually a decent Mon that I should look into. But I haven't seen that until this battle. And the battle we had that messed up. He's going to go for Boom Burst, and it's going to do less than half, which is exactly what I was hoping for. That means I can roost it off as long as I don't take too much recoil from Brave Bird. And my Brave Bird is going to almost kill him. Unfortunately, I think I have my last 4 EVs in attack, but other than that, I don't have any investment in attack, and Mandibuzz is not the... he's not known for strength. He's known for bulk and stall. That's what he's known for, let's be honest. He goes for another Boom Burst, which I know I will live fairly well. 25 I consider fairly well from a Boom Burst from a Noivern. So I'm going to go for Roost. And Roost on its own gives me more health than I lose, and then just add on the Leftovers recovery, and bam. I can stall this thing out easily. Unfortunately, I do not run Toxic, but that's fine. I don't really need Toxic, because all I really need to do is get a good enough amount of HP to hit him with a knockoff, because even without his item, he will die to it. So I go for another Roost to get my HP back up to near full. Yeah, I'm nearly at full, especially after Leftovers recovery. I'm like 20 HP away from full, I think. Let's see. Yeah, 24? Is that 24 away? Yeah, like 24 away. He goes for the Air Slash. He realizes here, I assume he realizes that Flinch Hacks is what he's going to have to go for his Noivern to be able to beat my Pidgeot. I guess he has Dragon Pulse instead of Draco Meteor, because not this last turn, but the turn before that, he probably could have Draco'd me and taken me out, but he didn't. He went for Boom Burst again, so I guess he doesn't have Draco. I'm going to keep roosting because I need to get HP back. That turn where I flinched, I actually went for Knockoff to kill him, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Roost gets me back to near full, and then I get some HP back with Leftovers, which is nice. This turn, I believe I went for Knockoff again. He went for Flamethrower, which confused me, because at first I thought he must have decided to just sack it off so we could get a switch in, because Knockoff kills it. But then at the same time, I'm thinking, was he... No, that wouldn't make sense. Boom Burst would have been better. He would have gotten more damage off, and he still would have died. But I don't know what his thought process was there. I would have at least gone for Boom Burst instead of Flamethrower, unless he was trying for Burn Hacks, which is weird. But, you know, whatever. He sends in the Venusaur. I wanted to scout and see if the Venusaur had Synthesis. I was fairly certain it did, because he has the Ninetales, and unless my harebrained idea of the Flash Fire Darmanitan counter Ninetales is true, then he must be Drought, which means Synthesis would be very useful on his Venusaur. So I go for the Brave Bird, brings him down to a little over half. So I don't think he's defense invested, judging on that, because I don't have attack investment, and I'm not known for a high attack stat. Mandibuzz is not known for a high attack stat, so I don't think he has... If he does have defense investment, I don't think he's max defense. But anyways, he's going to Toxic me, so that's a little annoying. But overall, I don't think it's a big deal. And I went for Brave Bird again here, once again, to get him down lower and to see if he was going to try and Synthesis stall me out with Toxic. So he actually switches into Malamar, and I'm going to hit him with the Brave Bird, which isn't going to do much. Malamar is not overly bulky, but he's not, you know, he's not paper-thin weak either. The superpower to me is pretty obvious here, unless he has some weird move specifically for my Mandibuzz or something else on my team that would hit better than superpower, but overall, I think going for superpower and getting the +1 attack, +1 defense is his best play, and that's what I expected. So I switched into my Azu. I knew that Azu could take a superpower relatively okay, and I also wouldn't be risking sending in Gardevoir into a Night Slash if he for some reason predicted and went for Night Slash. But he is going to get the +1 attack and the +1 defense. I know that Play Rough still kills him even in +1 defense, so I was expecting him to switch into his Venusaur to take the Play Rough, which is why I went to Gardevoir. Because I know my Gardevoir outspeeds his Mega Venusaur, and with the amount of damage Venusaur already took from Brave Bird, I know that Psyshock kills. But he actually stays in and goes for the Psyshock, or the Psycho Cut, I mean. And I'm like, okay, if you're going to be real and stay in, then I'm going to be real and stay in. So I go straight for the Hyper Voice, and Malamar is gone. So that's the Snorlax, the Noivern, and the Malamar are all dead, and I have not lost a single Mon. So my goal of getting a good differential is still going. But then this Scizor is still here, taunting me, making it to where I cannot leave Gardevoir in. And this Scizor has actually become his win condition. I was expecting Bullet Punch here, so I switched in Darm, knowing he could take it relatively well. And then he hits me with Knockoff, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it got predicted. I'm slipping. But because he went for Knockoff and he's Choice Banded, I know he's Choice Banded, then I know that he has to switch out here. He cannot risk taking the Flare Blitz, because if he gets hit with Flare Blitz, I sweep his Ninetales and his Venusaur with the health the Venusaur is at with my Gardevoir. So I go for the U-turn, because I knew he had to switch into something there, and he switches into the Ninetales. I take it out, and that lets me go, I believe I go back into Gardevoir, because Psyshock kills this and the Venusaur, and I don't know how much it would do to the Scizor, probably not much. In fact, in retrospect, I knew that this thing would live Hyper Voice. I calced it. It would live Hyper Voice because it has decent special defense. And I just barely lived the Flamethrower, thankfully, and go for the Psyshock. I actually thought I would take that better than I did. So Psyshock takes it out because it's more specially defensive than physically defensive, Ninetales is. And then he sends out the freaking Scizor. It's back again. It won't go away. So I switch into Pidgeot here, and this is where the Toxic comes into effect. because we're going to see, let's see how much this Choice Band of Bullet Punch does. From 116 down to 55. So that was 61 damage. I would have just been able to live after Leftover's recovery if I had not been poisoned. So because of the poison, I am going to die to the Bullet Punch. There go my hopes for a 6-0. All of my hope is gone for my 6-0 because my Pidgeot is now dead. But he put in plenty of work, and I'm still perfectly fine with getting a 4 or 5-0. But anyways, he's going to go for a Bullet Punch here. I know Terra can take one Bullet Punch and then knock off kills, so I go for the knockoff and take out the Scizor, which means I've won. I've won now. All that matters now is the differential I get by how I play out these last handful of turns. Because I have my Latias and my Mega Gardevoir, so this Mega Venusaur cannot win at this point, unless I just completely throw the match. I switch into my Latias knowing that I can take anything from this, because my Latias is specifically for this Mega Venusaur. So I'm hoping that Latias can just finish it off, take it out, and get me the 5-0, because that's what I was really hoping for. To get my, that would bring my differential to plus 11, and I would only be plus 2 behind Sharp for our upcoming match, which was what I was hoping for. Well, I was hoping for plus 12, but plus 11 is close enough. So I go for the Side Rock here. He went for Giga Drain. Probably he expected me to sack off Azu, and then he could get some health back from Giga Draining it instead of Sludge Bombing it. And here he goes for Toxic, so I guess he doesn't have Leech Seed, and I assume he doesn't have Synthesis, because Synthesis probably would have been his best move there so he could see how much damage I do with Psyshock, but I outspeed him. He didn't Synthesis this turn. He didn't even Leech Seed, so that's going to be GG. I'm going to hit him with the Psyshock, and that will be the end of the game. GG, Twannis. It was a good match. I managed to get the 5-0, which I'm very happy about, so I am now 4-0. We're undefeated so far, the Boston Brelooms. We are at 4-0 for the entire league so far, and with a plus 11 differential. Sharpdress Gaming is also 4-0. He is yet to lose. Me and him have both won every match we've had so far. He is at plus 13 differential, however, and I'm at plus 11. So I'm behind him by 2 points, and our match is in like 3 days. I've already finished team building for it, and man, I don't care if I limp away from that match with 1 Mon on 1 HP left. I'm just really hoping I can pull out the win. Because, man, it would just make my day to get the 5-0. But even if we lose, it'll be we'll be in second place, which is still a very nice place to be in. So either way, it's going to be a great match. I'm going to look forward to it. But as for this battle, it was really good, Twannis. Thank you for the match. That knockoff predict on the Scizor against my Gardevoir was very nice. You took a risk there, and it paid off for you. It went well. You made the right play. You made the right play. It didn't, save you the match or anything, but it was a good play, in my opinion. The Parahacks with the Snorlax, it didn't even really matter, I'm pretty sure. I didn't use Thundurus anymore after it took out the Snorlax, if I remember right. I never sent Thundurus back out, so it really didn't make a difference. The only difference it made was it gave me a 5-0 instead of a 4-0, is all the Parahacks did. Because, I mean, there's really no way to tell exactly what happened. It could have changed the whole battle for all we know, but overall, it pretty much didn't make a difference, so I'm glad that if any hacks were to happen, it was something like that didn't matter too much in the battle and didn't make a huge difference in the outcome. But, hacks are bound to happen either against you or with you. And that was a pretty low amount of hacks, all things considered. But yes, that is going to be it for Week 4. Make sure to go check out Twannis. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Next week we're against Sharp, and it is going to be one heck of a battle. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super nervous, and if I can, I might even live comment. I might do live commentary for my match against Sharp, because Sharp normally does live commentary. This last one he had to do post-com because of work and all that. His Week 4 match he had to, but he normally does live com, so I was thinking, in honor of battling Sharp, with both of us being 4-0 right now, I'm going to try and live comment if I have time. If my timetable matches up to where I can live com at the time we have to battle, I will. Don't get your hopes up, but I will try. And yes, that is all for this week, and I will see you guys next time, where hopefully it will be up on Saturday like it should be. Until then, farewell.